Hi guys, I'm Julian. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, let's take a look at Vanity Fair. No, not a Vanity Fair that made interviews with celebrities and all of that. I'm talking about William Makepeace Thackeray 1847-48 satirical work that is Vanity Fair. So, William Makepeace Thackeray was born on the 14th of July 1811, and he passed away on the 24th of December 1863. He was Indian-born English novelist, a journalist, an illustrator, and of course an author. Like many authors I've talked in a book review, he incorporates many aspects of writing, including working for journaling for a time, making sketches, and then write his novels. So he incorporates many forms of art, including making art to represent words, and then using words to represent art. So, William Makepeace Thackeray, best known for his satirical style writing, satire books. For example, his 1844, The Luck of Barry Lyndon, and of course, his 1847-48, Vanity Fair. So, William Makepeace Thackeray was one only child in India to parents who both worked for the East India Company. Soon after the death of his father, though, his mother and Thackeray quickly get married and sent back to England for education. Once in England, he was educated at Southampton and then moved back to Chiswick and then at Charterhouse, which he would later on go on to mock this school in his book and parodies to be Slaughterhouse. However, he is well honored and loved at that school and he left Cambridge in 1830, and then until 6 years later, he would go on to marry Isabella Gettinshaw, and he started writing for his life. Literally, he started writing for his life to sustain his family. He adapted journalism. He made art critics for newspaper. He made 2 long fictional sketches, write 2 long novels, of course fictional like this, and he started to review books for the time, and he made tremendous contribution to many newspapers and many journals. Despite his great contribution and success, though, his married life hit tragedy, and then in the early 1840s, William Makepeace Thackeray started to gain recognition. The first flame of notoriety, like success, with his 2 books, this book and this. And then came Vanity Fair. Just like many authors I've talked about in a book review, William Makepeace Thackeray, Vanity Fair made him someone. This book, which will ultimately transfer his life to the next level forever, just like how Walter Hyde transferred Emily Bronte's life. Those like many books that changed authors' life forever by their greatness. So, Vanity Fair, which would ultimately transfer William Makepeace Thackeray's life forever as an author and establish and elaborate his career as a writer and his fame, making him to the extent of celebrities and people who he mocked in his book and satire actually tried to sort him out in person. Yes, the lady and gentleman who he mocked tried to meet in real life. It held and deemed him to be almost equal to Charles Dickens. Yes, this guy, Charles Dickens, and they held Makepeace Thackeray to be almost as equal to Charles Dickens. So now, Vanity Fair. So, Vanity Fair is an English novel written by William Makepeace Thackeray, and it's run like a series from 1847 to 1848. The book is divided into a small series episode like that in different newspaper monthly or weekly, I remember. And if you want to read the whole book from head to toe, you have to buy the whole stock of newspaper to read it. And if you don't have other part of the newspaper, you have to waste the money to actually buy it to read all of those stories. But if you want to buy the book is actually available nowadays. But it does not have to read a series, wait for the next chapter to now come out. So William Makepeace Thackeray's Vanity Fair chronicles over the lives of 2 persons who is in contrast with each other, of course. One is Amelia Sedley, aka Emmy Sedley, which is her real name, and Becky Shaw, who is Rebecca Shaw. Together with their acquaintances, their friends, their family during and after the Napoleonic Wars. So So in this part of the video, I'll be summarizing the book. So if you don't want to miss out this part, then please just pass this part to my character analysis and then the main scene of the book and my recommendation. But after that, now let's get started to summarization. So in London in the early 1814, a young woman called Becky Shaw, aka Rebecca Shaw, is penniless in the world. However, she is intelligent, strong-willed, strong-witted, and very determined to get into society. Like try to get to the hierarchy, you know. Soon after leaving school, she stayed with her friend that she made in school named Emily Sedley, aka Amelia Sedley, which is her nickname. In contrast to Becky Shaw, Amelia is not like that beautiful. She's kind-hearted and she cares for the sake of other people. She is wealthy. She's a wealthy young woman from rich family in London. After visiting Amelia's home, Becky had an opportunity to meet people in Emmy's life, including her brother Joseph Sedley, or aka Joss Sedley. Oh my gosh, there are many nicknames. That's why the author himself make mistake or even making mistake in messing up the character's name. So she meets the clumsy and obese Joss Sedley, who is Amelia's brother, but he is a rich civil servant from the South East India Company, and he's having a day off from India, so he is attractive anyways. She also have opportunity to meet Amelia's future husband, so-called that, named Captain George Osborne, who is a very selfish and dazzling young man, together with his friend in a regiment called Dobbin. Dobbin is not handsome, but he is intelligent. He knows what's going on, and he only visits the household for a couple of days and then he leaves. So after Becky's hope to marry Joss, Amelia's older brother, fails, she had to take up job as a governess at Queen's Crawley. There, she gained the favorability and attention from the house master, Mr. Crawley, who is a very vulgar man who drinks and fond of wild company. But because she takes out his finance business and his estate business, so he really favored her. And he tried to post marriage to her after his wife passed away. But he's like falls enraged after finding out that she's secretly married to his son, Roland Crawley. This news above all enrages another character, which is his older half-sister, Miss Crawley. This woman is selfish and very rich. She's self-absorbed and she's self-important, might call because she's rich. But for Roland Crawley, and the reason that he married this poor girl from nowhere, she's so angry that she decided inherit him and instead give her money to Sir Crawley's older son, Pitt. So during the whole thing is happening at Queen's Crawley, in the real world though, the news of Napoleon's escape from the island of Elba shocked the stock market, making Amelia's father, who is a stockbroker, bankrupt. The family becomes to live in poverty. This news made Mr. Osborne, George Osborne, aka Captain George Osborne, father very angry, and he forbade his son from ever marrying this girl. But George Osborne does it anyway to regret it later on and find himself attracted to Amelia's friend Becky. Because Becky, George, her brother, Dobbin, and Becky joined together with Roland Crawley to go on this trip, and at Brussels Ball, George finding himself giving Becky a note asking her to run away with him, but she refused. And when there's marching orders for the army to fight again in the Battle of Waterloo, George Osborne dies while Roland Crawley, Becky's husband, and Dobbin, George's friend, survive. A couple of months later, and Amelia gives birth to her husband's son, which she named after him, called George. And she is a very kind, loving mother. She cares for him a lot and she loves him above all. She learned to extend that she always remembers his father in memories and she loves him and stuff. And even when Dobbin helps out and he tries to express his love, all he can do, she ignored him, only acknowledged that, but she don't love him back, which made him hurt. Saddened, Dobbin went to India with a regiment for many years. And during that happening, Becky also had a son, which she named Roland. In contrast to Amelia, once again, Becky is a cold, distant mother. Without having the nurturing and love for her mother from her own, she is also very cold to her own son, only pursuing the only thing she would care about, getting into society. She prostituting herself to older rich men, and she had the opportunity to meet with Lord Stain, powerful, rich, who gave her opportunity to present at court to meet the Prince Regent. At first, Becky and Rawdon Crawley had this amazing friendship with Sir Pitt, Rawdon Crawley's older brother, and his wife, Lady Jane, the daughter of Lord Southdown. However, Lady Jane knows that Becky had this want to get into society and do all of these horrible things, and she is disgusted by Becky's behavior and treatment to her son. So she hates Becky and quite jealous because Becky is more beautiful than her, but that's not that important. In the midst of their social heights and they are very famous, Rawdon Crawley, Becky's husband, is arrested for that, and when he asks for Becky's help, knowing that she is sick or something like that, he decided to ask for Lady Jane's help, and she helped immediately. He got out of prison and go to find Lord Stain and his wife having an affair. In anger, he struck Lord Stain down, asked him to arrange a duel, a fight. However, after that day, he realized that Lord Stain arranged him a job to be the governor of the Coven Island, so he left for the job, leaving Becky. So back to Amelia's household. Living in poverty, her son's grandfather, Mr. Osborne, who tried to stop his son from marrying her altogether, tried to take her son away from her. He stated that he can give the boy better opportunities that she was ever able to give him, and he took her son away from her too. 12 years passed, and the little Georgie grows up without his mother with him. Dobbin and Josh came back from India, and Dobbin make Mr. Osborne realize that he cannot hold hatred forever, He can only hold hatred, but when he has hurt the people he hates so much, then hatred is no longer needs to appear into those person, well, Amelia and Mr. Osborne, George's father, and they should make amends. And they did. And Mr. Osborne decided to let little Georgie, Amelia's son, half the fortune he made and give her a very generous immunity. So Becky, having all the things taken away from her husband left her son left her too. When he grows up, she decided to go to left her son in care of Lady Jane and Sir Pitt and travel all places. And Amelia, together with her brother Dobbin, also goes to a place that Becky was visiting, that is Germany, and then they meet together. Becky manipulates Amelia to get into a group. Dobbin started to stop, but because Amelia is rude to him, he left the group. And after that, Amelia went back to England with Dobbin, and they got married, while Josh stayed in Germany and married Becky. Many years later, Becky and Dobbin and their children was walking to find Becky. While many years later, Amelia and Dobbin was just walking together with their children when they find Becky at a charity event, and in shock, they cover their children's eye and walk quickly away from the smiling Becky. So that is just the end of the summarization. I know it's long because this book is gigantic. But now let's talk about the character. So the character is going to go over the main character. I don't want to go to every single detail of the servant out. I know they play many minor role, but I will talk about them. I will not talk about them anyway. So let's talk about our main contrast in character right here. William Makepeace Thackeray did an amazing job building these points of contrasting between characters to emphasize on their weak points and their ill points. Being Becky being motherless when she was a child, never having this warmth and kindness in life, they ruined her. And that's why she's always act on this, try to protect herself, try to make herself somebody in this world. And she's very frantically intelligent, which also led to demise. While Amelia is this very princess and she has all this good nature thing, kind-hearted, that she's not too intelligent, and sometimes she embarrass herself, but at the end of the story she get a good happy ending because she is the one who say yes to everything in the world, and the world say yes to her. Not literally, not everything, but that's, I just want to say that Amelia is a good person, and she deserves the good ending. As well as many things. For example, she cannot help herself in different situations, like she don't know her way out of things unless somebody helps her. And character that George Osborne. George Osborne is a self-absorbed fool, and he married to Amelia is like a charity. Instead of just letting her go like that, he married her and to regret later on. It is to say, if he married her and he loved her for to save me, it's another story. But because he married because nobody made him to do it, it's another story. Roland Crowley is far more intelligent than George Osborne, and I would say that at first intimate appear kind of whiny, but at the end I know that he loves his son and he's a kind person. Then we have Dobbin. Dobbin is by far, in my opinion, a very intelligent character. He is also persuasive, and I think that if he and Becky have like a fight or something, then both of them will like kind of equal to each other. Becky is like, and then I have Mr. Crowley, a guy who lives his life like hell. Like he drinks a lot, and he's like hungry. And he is like hungry for pretty girls. And when his wife lost her prettiness, he treat her like garbage and he ignored her. And then he had Becky is on, and he's like trying to marry her because she helped him and stuff. It's just pathetic. And that's the end of some of my talk about character. I know there are tons of other characters in this book, like Lady Jane, Sir Pitt, Miss Crowley, the Osborne's family, all of that. But I want just to go precise of the character I have interest for the most. If you guys have any recommendation for I talk about that book, then please comments down below. So now let's talk about the theme of the book. I'm Vanity. Vanity, the book is something that have included in the title itself. And now Vanity Fair is just like almost an idiom or something that you call a situation. Vanity in a book is something that is continuously a momentum to drive the character to act upon their poses and impulses. Vanity in the book can in many forms such as greediness for money and fame, the selling out of dignity and the garbage act to have something that's materialistic, and Vanity in this book driving the character to do horrible things like Becky prostituting herself just for the clout. And we have Sedley wearing all of these uniforms where there's all of this richness in outfit for attention. Because we have George Osborne who basically lost interest in his future wife because she's not rich. I want to talk about motherhood. Like I've talked before, Becky and Amelia is the contrast to each other because Becky grew up without a mother's love. She's always empty about feeling of compassion of mother's love and holding his arm and having warmth. So she's always trying to protect herself by being intelligent, strong-witted, and always trying to get society to get accepted, to get recognized, to get be admired by most of the people to fill out the empty hole. Last but not least, I want to talk about the form of art that William Makepeace incorporated in his book. Like I talked before, Becky grows up. Becky is the daughter of a French dancer or opera singer and an artist. Her life is incorporated many forms of art, including the art of mastering French. It's a thing like that. And her art is also in form of painting by her father. Her life is incorporation of art. It also happened in art of manipulation, arts of action towards other, and her arts of persuasion. At the end of this video, I actually don't have much recommendation because if you actually if you ask me for about John Steinbeck, books that have tons of books to recommend. If you talk about Henry James, I have tons of books to recommend. You talk about Charles Dickens, oh my gosh, he has tons of books, like a gigantic library. But William Makepeace Thackeray, I don't actually read many other books apart from just Vanity Fair. I only know Luck of Barry Lyndon. I'll talk about that. That's the end of this video. If you like this video, then please like, subscribe, and any recommendation or books you want me to review, then comment down below. It means a world for me if you subscribe and comment on my video. See you guys there. Bye.